This conference will now be recorded.
Hello.
Sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Deepika. How are you?
Hello, sir. Good.
Yeah, that's great. Um, I think we had a discussion yesterday regarding about statistics, right? So what we discussed, can you please tell me now? Deepika, can you please repeat it one, what we discussed in yesterday class?
Sure, yeah. So yesterday we had introduction to statistics.
Okay.
In that we defined what statistics is
Mm-hmm.
and why we use statistics.
Mm-hmm.
The types of statistics we defined what's data,
Mm-hmm.
and in types of statistics we've discussed about descriptive and inferential.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that is what we did to summarize it.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, Jyoti, can you please tell me what is statistics? Uh, yeah, Jyoti. Jyoti, are you there here? Jyoti, can you hear me or not? Ramu, can you please tell me what is statistics? Ramu? Yeah. Uma, can you please tell me what is statistics? Kumar, can you hear me? Guys, why you guys are keep quiet?
Collection of data.
Collection of data.
That
Then what?
organized and that analyzed.
Okay, whatever the data we have it that we can collect and we can organize it and we can make it some kind of analysis, right? Is
Yes, sir.
it Ramya?
No, sir. Nishita.
Nishita. Okay, good enough. Thank you. Guys, just see and get it some information. Why you keep quiet? Hmm? Sandeep Vijay, can you please tell me what exactly the definition of the data? Koteshwari, Kishore, Karthik.
Sir, information that can be measured.
A piece of information it having specific meaning.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Madhar B. Hi Madhar B, how are you? Rehat, Srinu.
Sir.
Yeah, tell me Rehat. Tell me Rehat, what are the type of data we have it?
Information, sir. Information I have.
What are the type of statistics we have it? Are you guys really following my classes?
One is descriptive statistics and another one is
Inferential.
SRS.
So what is descriptive statistics? Srinu?
Descriptive statistics means it will go for data, it will check the data, and it will, after the checking data, it will organize the data, and after the organize, it will decide to summarize the data.
That's nice. Srinu, Talur is Srinu. Please unmute your system. Radhakrishna, why these guys are all keep quiet? Radhakrishna, are they here?
Yes, sir.
Then why these guys are keep always quiet?
Yes, tell me.
If I'm asked some question, why these guys are not answering it? Get it some information, whatever they written their notes, and please get it some pics and send me. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Okay. So in yesterday class, we had a discussion about what is statistics and what are the type of statistics we have it and what is data, and moreover the data we can representing in two ways. One is the population, one is the sample. Is it correct? After that one, from the population we can get some kind of sample data with different kind of techniques, which are the sampling techniques, right? And Deepika, can you tell me what are the sampling techniques we had a discussion in yesterday's class? Deepika.
Yeah, I think it was descriptive, diagnostic.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Was it even custom? cluster
Forgot?
and predictive.
Mm.
We discussed four types of sampling.
Mm. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. Now we'll have a discussion, the continuation of the statistics class. Okay. Give me 1 second of time. I'm connected to my whiteboard. Mhm. Whiteboard. Happen. Mhm. Okay. Yes, now side reading, guys, the continuation of the statistics, and from there we need to go for understand what is variable. Okay, for this particular session I just want to talk about, and the first point is what is a variable. The second one is what are the type of variables we have it. Type of variables. Okay, and after that one, and how we can able to measure it. Okay, so that we will discuss at this particular session, and we will just continue only more than 30 minutes, not less than 45, oh, not more than 45. Yeah, now let's go for understand what is variable. Here, how many people having the knowledge on the coding? Tell me, did you heard about what exactly the name of or definition of the variable before it? Guys, tell me, guys, did you heard about variable? Yeah. Now let's just discuss now. A variable is nothing, guys. It is just a name. What it is? It's just a name. It can be hold some information. So we already had a discussion about data, right? Data means what? It's a piece of information. It may have some kind of measurable. It can have quality of measuring, right? So that kind of data you can able to hold in one of the name. That name we are calling it's a variable. Whatever the name, okay, so the name, it can hold some kind of data. So you can simply say that it's always keep some information. It's always keep some information in any one of the specific memory locations usually. Okay, so here there are two type of variables we have it. How many type of variables we have it? Two types. From that one, the first one is quantitative. quantitative. The first one is quantitative and the second one is qualitative. Okay, give me some examples. What exactly the quantitative and qualitative? The name indicating that quant means it's some number. Quality here, quality means it's just a characteristics, right? Yes or no? So give me some examples of quantitative data. For example, I just want to tell you your height or your weight, okay, or your standard, okay, education standard and your salary. So these all things which is having some measuring, right? So your height may be, for example, 5'10" or 5'11", or else your weight, for example, is 72 kgs. It can be some quantity. It's just number. A variable, it could be hold some kind of number. Then that kind of data, we are calling it say quantitative data, or the variable we are calling it say quantitative variable. Clear now? Is it clear or not?
Yes, this is clear.
Measured numerical things. When you are measuring some kind of numerical things, okay, and we can do some kind of mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication. If you do this kind of operations on any one of the data, that kind of data we are calling it saying quantitative data. Okay, and let's go for understand qualitative data. For example, we went for one shopping mall. You're going to buy for one brand. Okay, so there are different kind of brand shirts are there, right? So the naming brand, the brand's names, which are the quality. Okay, for example, you went for some kind of selection. Okay, so first level or second level, you written a small exam and you got some grades: A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade, right? Which is not measurable things, guys. Which are the quality. It is showing that your education quality, your learning quality. Okay, so like this, whenever the data which is talking about quality of one person or quality of an object, then that kind of variable or that kind of data, we're calling it saying qualitative data. Okay, is it clear? For example, t-shirts brandings, okay, blood groups and grading systems, grade of percent based upon the percentage, we are giving some kind of grading, right? That grading, okay, blood groups or t-shirts brands, these all things are the qualitative data examples. Quantitative data examples, it can be measured in a numerical things, and you can do some kind of addition, subtraction, multiplication, all mathematical operations. Okay, so this kind of data, we're calling it a quantitative. And whenever you're talking about qualitative information, then we're calling it a qualitative variables. I hope you clear about these 2 points. What is variable and what are the type of variables we have it? If yes, please let me know. I can go forward to the next point. And I'm giving 5 minutes of time. You just noted this all information in your own words. Okay, now let's concentrate on understanding of quantitative data, some more information. Okay, side heading, quantitative data. Quantitative data or quantitative variables, whatever it is. When we are talking about this quantitative data, you already know about the data which is talking about numbers. Okay, so basically the quantitative data we have in two types again. The first one is descriptive statistic, discrete, and second one is continuous. So first one is discrete and second one is continuous. Okay, so discrete means, so which is exactly number. For example, number of students in a class or number of kids for you. Okay, and salary. Okay, so these things, whenever you are not giving some kind of continuous data which is giving some whole number, then that kind of data we are calling it, say, discrete quantitative data. Continuous quantitative data, in the sense, it could not be like whole number, it can be some floating or real number. For example, weight of the person. So whenever I'm talking about weight of the person, he's not exactly the 75 kgs. Maybe he might have the 74.9999. So usually we are saying that it's 75, but actually the weight could not be exactly measurable. Okay. For example, height. Whenever we're talking about height, people can call it's not like 5, not like 10, not like 6. They might be giving something like 5.8 or 5.9 or 5.1, something like this, right? So when the data which is having some floating or real number, real floating number, then that kind of data we are calling it's a continuous. When the data which is having some whole number, then that we are calling it, say, discrete data. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please note this information also. Now we are going talking about qualitative data. when we are talking about qualitative data, when you are talking about qualitative data, so qualitative data, okay, qualitative data, we can say something like this: ordinal data or nominal data. Nominal data, and second one is ordinal data. So nominal data in the sense, so for example, it's just a colors, there is no order at all. So color can be any format, right? The color can be any order, right? So the thing, the category or the quality doesn't have the order, then that we are calling it's a nominal data. Color or country names, color, country names, and gender, these things we are calling it say nominal data. So nominal is the qualitative data. So when we are talking about nominal data, a qualitative data which doesn't have the order, that we are calling it's a nominal data. And next one is ordinal data. Ordinal data in the sense, the categorical data, the quality data which is having some order. For example, grade, okay, A grade, and after the A grade only we have the B grade, right? So and then C grade. So here we have some kind of order, then that we are calling it say ordinal data. Okay, ordinal data. Is it clear? Is this clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, previously we've seen some examples of the discrete and continuous, right? The same thing we can representing with a ratio and interval, and we can measure the quantitative data. We can measure the quantitative data with intervals also. Intervals in the sense, for example, I just want to measure some age group people in between 20 to 30. This is the one interval. With this particular age group people, okay, we require some heights. In this particular situation here, 20 to 30 also it's a number data, right? So here we have some age group. Okay, so this is what it's the interval. And ratio. Next one is ratio data. Ratio in the sense it can be discrete, it can be continuous. Usually the data it can be do any kind of arithmetic operations. But in case of intervals, we can't do that arithmetic operations. Okay, there is some kind of measure things are there, but intervals and ratio are the quantitative data, and nominal and ordinal will be it's your qualitative data. I hope you clear, right? Yeah. So now when we are talking about this is what as a basic introduction to statistics. When it comes to the intermediate statistics, and when you're talking about intermediate statistics, we need to go for understanding the measure of central tendency. We need to go for understand measure of central tendency. Central tendency. Okay. And the next one is, and we need to go for understanding the measure of dispersion. Measure of dispersion. And third one is, and we need to go for understanding the other things like standardization or normal distributions. You can say that say distributions. Distribution in the sense we have some data. When we are talking about data, it is not single element. It may have some group of elements, right? We have some lot of information. So this is the data. This is the data we can representing in a different distribution. Maybe it can be normal distribution, it can be standard normal distribution, it can be exponential distribution, it can be Bayesian distribution. Different kind of distributions are there. That means the data which is following that particular characteristics. Okay, so distribution is nothing but it's a characteristics of the data, and we are going to be distribute the data in a different ways. Okay, so I'm not talking about distribution at this particular situation. Let me talk about the data. Data is nothing but it's not the single data element. You may have some group of elements. When we have some kind of group of elements within this particular situation, from this particular group, we need to go with the figure out the central point. Okay, central point. So central tendency in the sense we need to go for fix, or we need to go for find the central value. Is it clear? central value. We are going to be representing the entire data with middle value or central value, that we are calling it a central tendency. To do this particular central tendency, usually we have the different kind of central tendency algorithms are there or formulas are there. With that one, the first one is mean. Okay, for example, we have the 5, 6 and 7 and 8 and 10. This is my data. So when I have this data, I just want to find out the middle value. So this is my group of elements. From this particular group, we need to go for finding the central value. So central value, if you want to find out, then we can use the mean, and we can use the mode, and we can use the median. So these are the basic central tendency algorithms. Today I just want to explain only these three, but tomorrow we'll talk about some more information also. Okay. For example, when I'm talking about mean means, so again we have the two kind of formulas are there. So the data, it can be population data, maybe the data can be sample data. Let me consider my data is the population data. Let me consider my data is the sample data. Okay. So here, when it is the population data, the mean is, if I have the population data, I want to find out the mean, central tendency value. Then that particular situation, sum of all elements by total number of elements, so that we can representing with mu, and sample of, for example, here the variable name is, for example, x. Okay. So I just want to find out the sample mean, then we can representing with x bar. So when it is the x bar, then we have to go for find out the total number of elements by the total number of elements minus 1. For example, here we have the 5 elements are there, and that it's a sample, right? So you should go with 5 minus 1, it's a 4. But when it is the population, we have to go with only n only. Okay. Now tell me, if the same data, if it is the population, then what could be the mean, then what could be the sample mean, and what could be the population mean? For example, 5 plus, I just want to find out the mean of population. It's a 5 plus, 6 plus, 7 plus, 8 plus, 10 by 5. So for example, the mean, for example, the data, it's not a population data, maybe it's a sample data. That particular situation, we just go with 5 plus, 6 plus, 7 plus, 8 plus, 10 by 5 minus 1, it's a 4. This is the way you can able to go for find the mean of any data. If whether it is a population data, whether it is a sample data, based upon that one, you would like to go for find the mean of it. Okay. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Let me go for understanding the mode. When I'm talking about mode, guys, mode in the sense most frequency repeated element. For example, I have a data, it's my x, the data which is 5, 6, 7, and 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 7. I have the data something like this. In this particular situation, mode, if I want to calculate, mode in the sense most frequency occurrent element. The 5 is repeated 2 times, 6 is repeated 2 times, 7 is repeated 3 times. So that 7 is repeated 3 times, right? So that 7 could be the mode of it. Clear? Now, let's go for understanding the median. When I'm talking about median, I have the data something like this: 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. In this particular situation, okay, the data, first step is we need to arranging the data in a order format: 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Once if you are arranging the data in order format, then what you should do, we have to find out the middle term. So the middle term is 7. So 7 could be the median. Let me consider I have the data something like this. It's not the 5 elements, maybe it's the 6 elements. Then one more example, I have the data, it's a 5 and 8, 7 and 10 and 9 and 11. I have the data something like this. In this particular situation, my first step is we should go for arranging the data in order format. It's a 5, 7, 9 and 8, 9, 10 and 11. So here there are two elements are there. I have the the middle term is, it's an even number of elements, so that you should take the two elements 8 comma 9. 8 plus 9 by 2. Okay, 8 plus 9 by 2. What could be the value? Is it 8.5?
7.5, sir.
7.5 or 8.5?
8.5.
True. 8 plus 9, how much? Is it
Yes,
70?
sir.
16, 8.5, 8.5. Okay. Yeah, this is what, guys. This is what mean, median, mode. So median could be two terms are there. If it is the even number of elements, then average of the middle two terms. If it is odd number of elements are there, the middle term. Mode in the sense most frequency element. And mean could be, if it is a population data, then it could be a sum of elements by the total number of elements. If it is a sample data, sum of elements by the total number of elements minus 1. Usually we are calling it say degree of freedom, n minus 1. Okay. So this is the basic things about statistics, and by tomorrow class we'll continue off the central tendency only, but keep learn yourself what exactly the central tendency is. Any other techniques are there, you can try yourself. Okay, is it clear, or any questions are there?
Hello, this is Deepika.
Yeah, Deepika, tell me.
Yeah, I've got it clear, but I think I missed a point where you were explaining something after discrete and continuous, something, some ratio or something. I missed that point. Can you go on your notes
Okay.
once?
So we are talking about by the time of discrete, continuous, right? But you're there here, right?
Yeah, in interval ratio, I think I missed that.
Okay, so I just want to explain that point. Okay, so you don't confuse yourself. So basically the data, we have the two types, or variables are two types. You can say that it's a data or variable only holding the data, right? So you can say that variables are data. So there are two type of data are there. One is the quantitative data, second one is the qualitative data. Okay, so when it is the qualitative data or quantity data, so you can say that it could be interval data. You can measure the quantitative data with the intervals, or else we can measure the data with ratio. This ratio only we are calling it a discrete data or continuous data. Okay, coming to the qualitative data, we have the nominal and we have the ordinal. Now you got clear?
Yes, it's clear now. Thank you.
Yeah, quantitative in the sense it's just a number. The numbers are maybe intervals, some age groups, maybe ratio. The ratio, it can be again discrete ratio, discrete value or continuous value. Coming to the quality, it could be ordinal or it could be nominal. Ordinal in the sense it doesn't have the ordinal in the sense which is having some order. Nominal in the sense it doesn't have any order, like color names, country names, genders, and student names. These are all like there is no order. Okay, order in the sense which is having some order, like blood group, not blood group, grading of the students, okay, in the exam. So that could be some order, right? So those things we are calling this a quality. Okay, this is just a simple thing. That's what I think you are, maybe I used different page so you confused it. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So this is about the intermediate basic level of statistics. By tomorrow class, what we will do, we will continue off the measure of central tendency. Then after, if we have a time, then we can look for the measure of dispersion also. Okay, pretty cool, guys. I hope you guys are clear about this one. Let's continue by tomorrow class. Thank you. Bye. Take care. And Deepika, if you want it, I can give my number.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you please, guys, you all please note my number and you can message me whenever you have any doubts.
Okay.
+1 623 278 1824. It's my WhatsApp number and you can message me anytime. I'll be available for you guys. Take care. Bye. See you. Bye, guys.